Hello everyone, welcome to Oak Business Consultant. Today we are going to discuss Coffee Shop Excel Financial Model Projection Template. Here you can see the table of contents. We have input sheet, revenue analysis, startup summary, supporting details, monthly profit and loss, yearly profit and loss, cash flow statement, balance sheet, project evaluation, break-even analysis, diagnostic tools, and a dashboard. Here's a little note on how to use the cells. All the peach cells filled columns are input and gray filled columns are linked. Insert your data in peach columns and the model will automatically update. Moving towards our first sheet, which is input sheet, here you can see the company name, start date, our investment table, our loan table, tax rate, which is 25%. Then we have employee payroll schedule, monthly employee payroll schedule. Then we have capital expenditure. Then we have our accounts receivable days and accounts payable days. Then we have operating expenses, cost of sales, our inventory ratio to cost of goods sold, which is 15%. Then we have price assumptions. Over here we have café capacity projection. Then we have expected occupancy rate projections. Then we have working hours projection. Moving towards our revenue analysis, we have monthly customer volume projections calculated on monthly basis. We have revenue by category, cost of goods sold, and then over here we have our total cost of goods sold. Next up we have our supporting details. We have depreciation schedule, which is calculated on monthly basis over here. Then we have loan schedule, working capital, operating expenses, total variable expenses. Next up we have our startup cost summary. We have funding versus total expense, utilization of funds, in which we have startup expenses and startup assets. Over here we have total fixed cost versus total variable cost. Next up we have our monthly income statement calculated on monthly basis for 5 years. Here you can see the net profit margin, net profit. Then we have our yearly income statement over here. You can see a chart of profitability analysis. We have our net profit margin over here. Next up we have our cash flow statement. Over here you can see the operating activities, cash flow from investing activities, cash flow from financing activities, and then net cash flow. Next up we have our balance sheet, which is calculated on monthly basis and for 5-year projection. You can see the total assets, total capital, and liabilities. Our next sheet is project evaluation. Here you can see the cost of capital, company valuation for 5 years. You can see the internal rate of return, expected equity percentage offered to investors. Then we have a burn rate analysis, minimum investment that is required, and payback period. Next up we have our break-even analysis calculated on 5 years. You can see a chart for a better understanding. Last but not the least, here's a dashboard. You can see all the tables: yearly revenue, net cash increase or decrease, profitability, total assets versus total liability. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon. Goodbye.